Joining us now at the Bloomberg Google Hangout at the Africa Business Forum, U.S. Africa Business Forum, is Erana Stennett, who heads up Bloomberg's media effort in Africa. Can you tell me a little bit about what it is that Bloomberg's trying to do in Africa, particularly in terms of training journalists?
Yes, sure. We launched the initiative, Michael Bloomberg launched the initiative in Johannesburg in February earlier this year. And essentially the Bloomberg Media Initiative Africa's goal is to build capacity for business and economic reporting on the continent. And we see that as a way of improving transparency, governance, and accountability. And so we have decided to focus on 3 of our Tier 1 countries on the continent: Nigeria, Kenya, and South Africa. And we have assembled a consortium of 6 universities, 3 business schools and 3 journalism schools. And we team them up with one of our star reporters in Cape Town. And they are going to distinguished faculty from these 6 universities are going to work with Robert Brand, who is one of our colleagues in Cape Town, to develop a financial journalism curriculum that is going to be heavily focused on data analysis. Because one of the things we uncovered when we started our research late last year in Africa is that while there is a strong media presence in Africa, both international and national, what we did uncover is that there is a deficiency in the ability for African journalists to do in-depth business and economic coverage. And you know how important that is to Bloomberg as the Washington bureau chief. It's really the core of what we do. And so we spoke with faculty, civil society, philanthropists, number of media owners on the continent, and discovered that there was that deficiency, and maybe Bloomberg, given that this is a core part of our business, could really help to improve the capacity. And so we're working with these leading universities to build a stellar financial journalism curriculum that we will offer through executive training to mid-career journalists in Africa. We'll also make the content available online by 2016, and then by early 2017, if the program proves to be successful, and we think it will be, we'll expand it to other countries on the continent. In addition to the executive training, we're going to roll out a fellowship program, and we're doing that in collaboration with the Africa Leadership Initiative. And let me just say that the executive training program, our program partner there will be the Gordon Institute of Business Science, which is a part of the University of Pretoria in Johannesburg. And then the 5 other universities in the executive training program are based in Lagos and Nairobi and Johannesburg. We're aligning ourselves with the Africa Leadership Initiative to develop a fellowship program for senior media leaders, and then we're also looking to build capacity at the university level by offering internships and scholarships to students that demonstrate an interest in financial journalism.
So how many people are we talking about in terms of the executive training, the fellowships, the scholarships? What's the whole set of people who are being trained by this initiative?
That's a great question. For the executive training, we want to train 300 journalists a year. This is an initiative over 2 years, so each of the 6 universities are required to train 50 journalists. We're also going to reserve seats for leaders of civil society in the media space, and for government officials who work for ministries of finance, ministries of education, public information, who may want to deepen their knowledge and understanding of financial journalism. And so we hope that by the end of 2016, we will have trained 600 mid-career professionals in media. The fellowship program is a much smaller cohort. It's 48 over 2 years. And the scholarships and internships, we hope to collaborate with media organizations in Africa. We're in conversations with the Nation Media Group, with the Mail and Guardian, the Nation Media Group in Kenya, and the Mail and Guardian and City Press in South Africa, with the hopes that Bloomberg will partner with possibly 7 other news organizations to roll out an internship and scholarship program specifically geared to financial journalism.
Well, Erana Stennett, thank you so much for joining us, telling us about the Bloomberg media efforts there in Africa, with the first 3 countries, Nigeria, Kenya, and South Africa. Hopefully, as you said, expanding in 2017. Really appreciate the work you're doing for Bloomberg, of course, and hope to see you again soon.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the opportunity to talk about the initiative.
And we'll be back from the U.S. Africa Business Forum with a little bit more of the Bloomberg Google Hangout. See you later.